All right, Hero Clocks here. Next is Hero Clocks transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, me reacting to one of the screen caps on YouTube and DeviantArt. Response to comments I made against these deviant lifestyles and a few other things. Trigger warning. You don't like what I'm saying? Go ahead, click off the video and go watch something else. Do not lie and say there's hate speech in my videos, because there is no hate speech in my videos. The speech you hate, that's a different story. That's hate. That's a different story. I think, yeah. Also, good to get vaccinated. I don't have a vaccination shirt on right now, but yeah, it's good to get vaccinated so you can fight, help fight against the spread of germs. Yeah, basically, you get sick. I gotta definitely have a little congestion. A little stuffiness, a little coughiness, a little stuff in the throat. Dealing with that right now, but definitely because I've been vaccinated, I know that that's definitely not as bad as it could have been. So that definitely helps out. You get sick, that's help out. So yeah, good to get vaccinated. Let's continue on with people getting things wrong in the comment sections, and me trying to check them out with Bible verses and basic biology, and then get ticked off about that. Also, I found out that basically there's rumors that Epstein. The nasty dude he was, also helped with furthering the transgender agenda. That's just nasty stuff. That stuff is basically about money, not about helping people psychologically. It's about money. It's preying on people's psychology. It's basically hoping that they, instead of learning to live with the bodies they have, they'll try out. They're living with the bodies they have. They'll try to fix them, through surgeries and hormones and all kinds of other nasty stuff that does not work. And he'll instead be like, oh basically paid a bunch of money to go to a therapist that's on the take to say, you should get these surgeries and these hormones. Ching ching, and they get those surgeries, that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to get these mutilating surgeries that do not change biological sex, that have no health benefits at all. In fact, cause health problems. My goodness, cause health problems because they bury that because that makes the sound look bad. And then it's like hormones that don't change the biological sex, cause all kinds of health problems. And it's like, oh, you need more, more health, more hormones. So more money, please. That's what I've always, I may have been saying, but I'm going to continue saying that now. Woke is corporate. Woke is very corporate. People may not say so, but it is. Because it's just like, can we sell to these people? How can we sell? So woke DEI is all about, also about corporate greed. All that cash put into this thing that they want to actually use to get money from you, so they can have more cash. That's how it goes. That's the issue. Me, on the other hand, I basically could have done just been a silly YouTuber who just went along with everybody else and, said things were all cool and fun and everything like that, and got lots of sponsors and subscribers, all kinds of stuff. I could have gone with the flow with everything, not spoke out against the transgender lifestyle and the homosexual lifestyle and atheist lifestyle. I could have done all that, and if they would probably have more subscribers than I have now, more views than I have now, yes. But I don't do this for money, and this is my ministry. So I'm basically following God's ways. And he says, go into the world, preach the gospel to every creature, and here's how it's a good way to do it, through the internet. Even though the view count says only a few views, still, that's a few people. There's someone looking. So the gospel is being preached. So there you go, following God's ways. That's what I'm doing. So let's continue on here, and I'll be right back. I'll try to actually get the hate mail going. And we're back. Continuing on here. Let's go. Got the screen cap. Girl wants to be a boy, lying about biological sex, and trying to show off how she tried to validate that lie, but it doesn't work. Watch this. Girl says, that's not how that works. You can't simply tell someone to just resist having cancer, but cancer is not the same thing as feeling like you're trapped in the wrong body, because cancer is a physical, actual disease that you got to get treatment for, or it will kill you. And feeling trapped in the wrong body is not right. It's a bad idea. And people will say that I could die from that if I don't get figure out how to get myself in the right body. Here's the issue: you can never get in a different body. That's impossible. Can I fix my body to make it look more and look and act more like I want it to? Yeah, you could try that, but that's damaging it. It doesn't fix it. No, you gotta learn to live with what you have. Like dark skin, like light skin, like different shaped eyes, noses, and whatever else, lips and. Just everything else. You have to learn to live with what you have. That's your sex. That's your race. Those are all your stuff. That's what you get. That's the shape you get. That's the size you get. That's the color you get. Those are the reproductive organs you get. You got to learn to live with them. They're very angry about that. They are very angry about that because it means they have to learn to live in reality instead of getting what they want. So let's go. Girl says, yeah, but cancer is not the same thing at all. So she says they will still have cancer, even if the power of Christ compels you at a tumor or whatever you expect to work. No, it doesn't work. It's not the same thing. Only way they can treat their cancer is by getting treatment. Of course, there's no cure to cancer, which makes it a less complete comparison. Since dysphoria can be pretty much darn close to gone, according to the lies I was told. As mine is through lies, as long as the lie holds out, as long as the delusion holds out, as long as I don't look at things too closely, as long as I ignore reality enough, But then of course reality creeps in, because it's like yeah, she's gonna have to go to the doctor, you go to the doctor, get checked out. It's like I gotta check your vulva. I'm like what? Dang it, men don't have those. That's how it goes. Sorry, it doesn't work. But here's the girl going to talk about some stuff in a second that makes things even crazier. Watch this. It's very confusing. You're close to gun. No, not. If people are typically born with cancer and you're not born with dysphoria either, you learn that stuff. That's a fight. You have to fight that stuff. It's not a part of you. It's an attack of the enemy. And that's what dysphoria is. No, dysphoria is not a neurological condition or anything. It's an attack. It's fear of what people will think of you. Based on what your body looks like and what it does, sounds like it does. Your voice, things like that. It's the same stuff as if, say, a little black boy is gets mistreated by people because he's black and he's angry because he's black. He thinks he's cursed. I had to deal with that. When I realized I'm not cursed. There's some crazy religions out there that think that, but I'm not. No, this is normal. My skin is normal. The issue is there's people out there who are wrong. Who are thinking, because I look like this, I act a certain way. That's their deal. I told the story before. There was a girl, little white girl, around 6, 7, 8 years old, who accused me of stealing something she lost. When I came, when I was in school, basically, on my first day of school, I just walked in the door, and girl's like, he's there, I found him. She's like, he took my thing. I'm like, what? I just walked in the door. I don't know who that is. I'm like, I have no idea who that is at all. And girl said that I took her thing because I'm black. It was racism. But yeah, sorry. It's gonna happen. Unfortunately, you cannot stop that. You cannot stop other people's ignorance. You can only try to do what you can to help out, but yeah, we could choose to be ignorant, so you gotta watch out for that. That's going to happen. Let's continue on here. Most people aren't typically born with cancer or dysphoria, but since you can't seem to like the types of, since you don't seem to like the type to believe in any mental disorder, according to lies I was told, I had to use an example. You cannot picture of Angry Joe and Alex playing a game, blocking the stuff. Also, while you're lying, even fully biologically, because even sex is a genetic aspect. It has to do with external genitalia. Yeah, primary, secondary sex characteristics. Yeah, but not really. Yeah, but also this way it is. Hormone production. Yeah, but if you have the genitals, then the genetics, there you go. Yeah, the genitals, that's the issue. That's how it goes. She's trying to make it complicated. It doesn't work though. Watch. Hormone production, hormone receptors, as well as chromosomes. A lot of other these don't match up in comfortable skin people, let alone trans people, according to lies I was told. I don't have female genitalia because I got mine mutilated. Epstein, got mine mutilated, external or internal, according to lies I was told. It's still vulva, it just has a little extra skin on top, rolled up into a tube, so it looks like a penis. Yeah, I got the vulva closed, basically sewed up. Looks like penis, like a testicles. It's still a vulva. There'll never be a penis and testicles. What a waste of time and money. This checks a box of lies. I'm not reducing estrogen anymore because I got my body mutilated more and poisoned, so it doesn't produce estrogen anymore. It started off producing estrogen because that's how it's supposed to do. So still female. That checks a box of lies. Testosterone seems to be working well for me through lies. This checks a box. Doesn't. And no primary or secondary female sex characteristics because I got my body mutilated to not show them. Which checks a box of lies. And I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll continue on. We'll go for a little longer. I want to get the rest of that. Double click. Yeah, girls trying to do all stuff. Let's see here. I don't know. Oh, yeah. No. First, there's this part here. She says, "That's why you're lying thing. I don't think I'm even fully biologically female anymore." So she goes, "Oh yeah, you cannot change your biology. It is impossible. Because the sex is more than just genetic aspect. Yeah, but the genetic aspect is what makes everything else work. Sorry, still female. Yeah." Based on your genetics. Primary, secondary characteristic based on your genetics. Hormone production and hormone receptors as well as chromosomes. But also, doesn't matter. You can pump yourself full of estrogen or testosterone and it will change your body. But it's still, if you're born with ovaries, you're a female. So it doesn't matter. Sorry. See you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt.